And welcome back guys to the LP of StarCraft 5. So, I'm trying again to go around with the sound effects, getting a little bit bigger volume and all that crap, but it's kinda hard, especially for the voice acting. It would seem it's very harsh when you lower that sound setting. So, I'm gonna try and see how much damage we can do, because honestly you can't really hear their voices during the awesome briefings. So reality-wise, as you can see there, as you can see, actually I put digital volume here. I can put a little bit like here, though. I know that mostly this volume, actually digital volume, that is quite freaking harsh on my voice, because when they start shooting, that's it. You know, it's total screw up. So what can we do? There has to be a choice. So I'm gonna. I mean, you can hear voices if you actually have earphones, freaking headset, earphones, really. Anyway, headset, and you know, like the good stuff, the bad stuff, the ugly stuff. It's all there. Nonetheless, so this mission I would consider the most easiest of all missions. So as you can see, we have fire bats, we have a bunch of marines, the classical thing, and of course they have defenses. Now I remember first time playing also, of course, this mission, and of course it was the most easiest one, but the strangest one, especially when it comes to the RTS genre, because it is inside of a facility. It has much more convoluted. It's you know, it's smaller. You know, it's not. You don't have to build anything above all. You know, the good stuff, the bad stuff, the ugly stuff. It's all there. So yeah, all in all, I don't think this was actually the right way. Nonetheless, we killed a bunch of stuff. I don't know if there is like bonus objectives in StarCraft 1. I don't remember any bonus objectives. I always loved the bonus objectives in any game, mind you. But again, this is an early game, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So back then, you really didn't have much bonus objectives in RTS games. I don't remember CNC ever had one. Maybe. I could be mistaken, but still I prefer when you have a bonus objective in terms that you get some kind of unit. If you do that, kind of awesome. Now, for instance, StarCraft 2, in the campaign, the main first campaign, that is, you have like bonus objectives to do to get some kind of research points. I mean, as I said, I tried to play that game on hardest difficulty, and oh my god, brutal it is, and I barely finished first 3 missions, well, especially the third one where you defend. Oh boy. And I said, fuck this shit. The only people that will actually ever play this are the people that actually are much more, well, on brutal that is, are the people who actually adore StarCraft. I mean, this is reality. For instance, as I said, you know, well, I didn't say for instance, in Warcraft 3, when you play on hardest difficulty, the game is hard, mind you. Well, let's see, first and secure. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know they actually have teleporters back then. Maybe it's supposed to be like an elevator or some kind of crap. I didn't know they actually did have like teleporters in the age and the lore of this actually world that they created here. Kind of strange, I would say. I would think mostly Protoss would have teleporters kind of stuff, you know. After all, they are the most technologically superior race of them all, especially, of course. But again, you could consider that the Zergs are also more, not technologically, but organically superior to all others. But anywho, I was talking about Warcraft. For Warcraft 3, when you play in the hardest difficulty, you know, there are certain moments like Melganis' base, the last mission, where, you know, it's like I went with towers and it was barely, I mean, it was a horror for me, you know. For instance, also where you actually have to kill all those civilians with artists, it was like a most difficult thing to me. It really was, and not because, I mean, well, the first time I actually played the game, that is. Well, of course, even the hardest difficulty later on, I mean, you get, I mean, through the years, you get the more veterancy points in your real life as a gamer, and you understand certain situations in a game, you know. So you're like, oh, how the hell was this so hard for me when I was playing it the first time? Oh wait, it was the first time, you know. But of course, I mean, today when we have played so many RTS games, really there are not many surprises left. so they can't really be that hard, except when they really brutally just zerg rush your ass in a brutal, but that's the different point. Plus also, hotkeys for StarCraft and Warcraft is very, very, very important thing. That's one of those things that I can't still manage. Yeah, I would love to, but to me, as I said many times, to me that is the big minus for StarCraft and Warcraft. The Warcraft much less so, because again, Warcraft is not heavily dependent on macro, and mostly of course micro, but less on macro. They don't have really zergs or something like that. Every unit is important, and the cap is really strict. It has that certain rule set on what unit you have to build. Well, not really build, but they have higher costs, I would say, than StarCraft units, especially StarCraft 2. So yeah, I mean the difficulty spike depending on a game. Like, where the hell are you going? Okay, there's absolutely nothing here, I think. I'm not gonna go here first. Let's see what the hell is going on up there. So yeah, I mean difficulty spike depending upon a game. But as I said, to Warcraft 3, I never actually finished any of the except human campaign. I never finished all other campaigns. How I finished them actually on the last level, I used cheats back then. I like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna use cheat to win. Always on the last level, mind you. Always the fucking last level. The first, the Archimond level, it was so fucking difficult for me. You wouldn't believe this shit. Let's see what the hell is here actually. So yeah, but that was also a normal, mind you. Another hardest difficulty back then. Even a normal, the game really had its own difficulty spikings. So all in all, the good stuff. Oh, the automatic defense isn't deactivated. Oh, okay, cool. So all in all, I mean, I love Blizzard games, manja. I love Blizzard games. Blizzard of the old days, when they had Blizzard North and all the good stuff back then. And back then when they actually had the good composers for the music. Like, come on, like, they really had good composers for the music. Sadly, of course, they lost that a long time ago in a galaxy far away with WoW, shitty WoW. I mean, when a voice actor of artists, says like they were becoming so cheap, that they can't really, they don't want to pay voice actors. Fuck WoW. Really, fuck WoW. I hate WoW. Let's actually kill these bastards. I think there's like a dialogue if you kill him. Yeah. You see, I can't even hear their voices. And honestly, I can't really up the scale of things though. Network? There's no T in that shit, mind you. It says network. Anyway, yeah, it said that I can't really, I can risk it, but we have seen in the part 1 and 2 that actually my voice can barely be heard because of this, and I can't edit my voice, compare like have the voice sound volume of the game and of course the music. Though I can't actually edit music, but the voice and the sound volume of the game, the FX volume, whatever you want to call it, the digital volume, is it's together. So reality-wise, I can't really splice it up and do whatever I want with that. So yeah, you can hear it barely, but yeah, I'm gonna try and maybe up the voices maybe a little bit. I wanna find the perfect little spot there where you can actually hear my beautiful sexy voice of sexiness. Now mind you, this was maybe like this before, so it could be very much, this is in a line with the music. The way the music doesn't really go over my voice. Funny thing, the shooting does. The voice acting does. So, I hate that. I really do hate that shit. They're old games, mind you, but you have to yell for you to hear me. And though I even also have the boost, mind you, I have the boost, microphone boost for this bullshit. Mind you, my microphone is pretty fucking old now, but still I prefer to use that one because the most reliable one of them all, of my 18 of them. It's made in China, by the way. Chinese. Or maybe I shouldn't just talk when they are starting shooting at something, so you know you can hear the awesome death screams and all the good stuff. So yeah, I mean, all in all, the Blizzard was the best freaking company. I remember always loving Blizzard for what they were, and sadly they lost that. You know, they totally lost why were they even doing games in the first place? Now they're doing everything online. There is no LAN in games anymore, and that is a bad thing, mind you. There is no LAN in games these days. You know, so people say LAN is dead. LAN is the best fucking thing ever. People who say that never experienced LAN parties, okay? Never. Never, okay? So they never experienced LAN parties. I experienced LAN parties. I experienced the huge amount of gaming communities, you know, where, you know, the gaming clubs, where you have so many people playing a Brood War, where they play Warcraft 3 LAN, you know, all connected, playing their games, what they love, you know, no always online bullshit. I mean, DRM has destroyed the gaming for PC. You know, that's why we finally have some kind of revolution with the Kickstarter projects. But sadly, the Kickstarter projects are mostly RPGs, and the RTS genre has died out. Thankfully the Blizzard, of course, added the possibility of Starter Edition for StarCraft 2, mind you, but that's just like a slap in the face still. And just Diablo 3, mind you, being already a very, very, very bad game. So, I mean, it's not worth even pirating the fucking thing. I mean, always online. And it's like, they think like that's the future. Give me a fucking break. You know, like, that's just pure bullshit. I can't ever agree on something like that. Never. To me, that's like the biggest fail in the gaming history. And of course, it was the first Ubisoft, as far as I remember, put the DRM bullshit. And I hated it since then. Chaos Theory, I think, had that freaking Star Force. Oh my god, I remember that bullshit. Everybody went with that bullshit, and they said, oh, it's okay. I mean, and then of course there were people like, oh, they destroyed my computer and all that bullshit. But I'm like, ah, man, I mean, I used cracks like a little bit, and since then I fucking pirate, and I love it. I mean, I support piracy 100% because of that. Ubisoft taught me to support piracy, because that's just beautiful thing right there. You can just fuck you, Ubisoft, fuck you in the ass, and your freaking DRMs and all other DRMs like Blizzard DRM at the moment. Like, for instance, Battlefield fucking 3 and 4 have DRM. Always online bullshit. Go fuck yourself. What about LAN? What about modding? Nobody gives a shit about modding. StarCraft 2 barely has any mods worth mentioning, mind you. It has some, but barely worth mentioning. For instance, StarCraft 1 has today a beautiful modding community. There are actually guys that are actually doing a massive job, massively awesome job here. You know, like massively awesome job in terms of, you know, in terms of new units, of even replicating the units from StarCraft 2 to StarCraft 1. You know, in 2D, not good stuff. And for instance, that's called, one of them, it's called Burning Grounds. StarCraft 1 Burning Grounds, a must mod. It's only still in alpha, I think, but still awesome mod. So yeah, I mean, also DLCs. Oh god, let's not begin even about DLCs. The ugliness of the DLCs today is just ridiculous. And of course, we can finally finish this. Do you remember Horus Armor? Yeah, I remember it too. And I think the freaking Bethesda actually started that revolution, assholes. De-evolution, I would say, more than likely. Anyway, we finally finished the most evilest of all missions, actually the most easiest of them all. And I'm happy like a little bitch. I wish you all the best.